What is the best way to increase ankle flexibility to get lower in squats? Good question. That's a tough question. You're not gonna like the answer because it's very simple, but it's very frustrating. Stretch your calves more in multiple areas. Now, there are two things that mostly affect squat depth. Number one, tight gastrocnemius and soleus, your calf muscles, especially in women who have worn heels for quite a long time, they noticed it as well. But again, and myself, my squat depth is pretty good, but I had to work at it. So one little trick I find is before you do a squat, it will help you to do a 2-minute stretch. And I mean stretch. Stand on a block or stand on a platform, straight legged, straight knee, and drop into a calf stretch and hold that for 2 minutes. Not 90 seconds, not a minute, not until it starts hurting a little bit. 2 minutes, and put pressure on it. Okay, that will just help you increase your dorsiflexion, which is essentially lifting your toe up to your knee, and that will help with squat depth. That's just a little trick. That's what I do before. I don't squat so much anymore, but if I did, that's what I do before every squat, and it really helped with range. Now also, you have to understand that limb length and therefore levers will have quite a big implication in terms of how you can squat, the positioning of your squat, the foot stance you feel most comfortable when you're squatting, and obviously the bar positioning. If you have long femurs and you have greater angles, or you have a wider Q angle, your position in a squat will be different from someone that's got short femurs and a long torso. They'll always be able to stay a little bit more upright. Their knee won't shoot forward. They won't have as much hip flexion when they're doing a squat. So all these kind of things count, and more hip flexion means you have to get more dorsiflexion when you're coming to a squat. So therefore, it's not always that your calves are super tight. It's just that your body is not built to squat in the way that you're looking at Instagram and thinking that's how I should squat. Sometimes people with long femurs tend to have a little bit of a wider stance, or toes further out, so the knees jut out a little bit. It enables their Q angle and their hips to sit further into the squat, enabling them to keep their chest up and then get more of a high bar squat. Okay, so just remember, when you're looking at other people's squat, that is not, and they get deep, that is not how you need to squat deep. Okay, your deep squat may be slightly different. It might be a different foot position, it might be a different knee position, it might be a little bit more hip flexion to keep the bar tracking down the right area into the strength curve and the weight parameters. So yeah, when I come to that, flex, and obviously when also basically foam rolling, or getting a golf ball or a tennis ball or something hard into the calf and working through we call them sticky adhesions or knots. Anything through there that's kind of tight and kind of adhesion, your muscle fibers are kind of like gunched together. If you work light soft tissue massage, light sports massage, if you work them out and you get little myofibrils like that and they attach better, they're going to be in a better position. They're not going to be as tight because you're not going to have any adhesions in there. That's another good thing as well. So stretching calves, and a lot of people when they say stretching for like 30 seconds of your hamstrings after a workout is going to do jack diddly shit. It's not going to help with flexibility. It's not going to help you cool down. It's not going to help with delayed onset muscle soreness. If you have super tight hamstrings, you need to be stretching them off for a good 3 to 4 minutes, 3 days a week. That is how to get progressive stretching.